Hello guys, this is Mr. Bacon Bits, and welcome back to Xenoblade Definitive Edition. Zanza has been defeated, and what remains of Bionis has crumbled to the ocean, except for its shoulder, which mysteriously remains floating in the sky. Shulk has found Alchemoth next to the shoulder, and has decided to help Melia find closure. This is Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. This is a short epilogue story following a year after the main game. I'm going to be approaching this part of the walkthrough a little differently, as I will cover side content along with the main story, such as side quests, exploring everything, finding all the unique monsters, all that good stuff. Let's get this started. But just keep in mind that this does have spoilers for the end of the main game, so if you haven't played that or watched that, I would suggest doing that. Anyway, let's continue.
That symbol. Today, we use our power to fell a god, and then seize our destiny! All that I am is fading. The memory of a god's existence, born from the chaos of creation. It is vanishing.
What were you looking at? The sea?
I wasn't looking at anything in particular. If anything, Fiora, I was thinking. Thinking about the future that awaits us all.
There it is.
Melia, we're in sight of Alchemoth.
All right, I'm on my way.
Phew. Guess we're still in one piece.
Quite. What in the world was that?
It happened so quickly that I didn't get a good look myself. I saw some flickering around the capital. Then suddenly, a black beam.
A black beam? Some new defensive measure, perhaps. The junks. Can it fly?
Some components sustained heavy damage. It won't budge until we can swap them out.
Right.
It's fine. They're not particularly rare parts. They'll have them in Alchemoth.
You make it sound very simple. Remember, we are still very much in the dark here.
Good thing I came prepared. We'll probably be needing this.
Sister Bon, watch out on right! I take care of it. Kino handle left side. Gotcha!
Those voices.
Are those? It's Kino and Nene. What are they doing here?
Shulk, we must help them.
Of course.
We're starting off with saving 2 young Nappan, and Melia is the default character. Melia? I really think you should have redone that first line you ever spoke in this, but oh well. Further emphasizes that this is Melia's story. A quick rundown of the gameplay in Future Connected. The gameplay for Shulk and Melia is largely the same, but the chain attack has been removed. Instead, eventually, we'll unlock something like all-out attacks. Bet you never saw that coming. Shulk also lost his visions, so you need to be more careful and vigilant when facing tougher enemies. Enemies still do the charging up when using a move, but without visions, this gives you a much tighter window to do something about it. Monato's speed and shield may end up being less useful, unfortunately. Finally, there is no skill tree or affinity system. Things are a lot more basic this time, but enough of that. Let's go help Kino and Nene. They're just right off of the shore here. We need to go help them. Anytime now. If only we could have quick steps sooner.
Who next in line to get face full of mild down? Anyone so much as breathe this way, my full of Kino go blah blah blah.
Kino, Nene, are you hurt?
Let us help too.
Miss Melia, Mr. Shulk. Help very welcome. More is always merrier.
Kino and Nene are now party members. And listen to that funky battle music. I love it. Don't get quite too excited about new playstyles of these guys. Nene functions exactly like Rhine, and Kino functions exactly like Charla, with maybe a couple small differences in arts. I'm going to go ahead and not do that. I'm going to go ahead and put... I'm going to put Nene in and keep Melia as the leader right now. Another thing you'll notice is that our starting level is 60. Makes sense considering we fell a god earlier ago. Not so much for Kino and Nene, but whatever. Just gonna play Melia similarly to what I did before. Yeah, come on, we can do this.
Good. Just
This is the first battle. It's not going to be difficult at all.
Big sis, we did it! Job is good one, Kino.
That was amazing, you two. It was like seeing Ryan and Sharla fighting together again.
Just so. Fitting. For children of here upon Ricky's household. No injuries, Kino?
Nene, very, very sorry. Kino, not so good with strangers.
Oh, really? Most interesting.
Please do not take personally.
If we stay here, there is a risk of another attack. We should move to a safer location.
Very well. Is this acceptable?
Plenty acceptable.
Right. Let's go. This place looks promising. We can take a break here.
So tell us, what were you two doing out there? Rather, how did you even get here at all?
About that.
Melia, I think these two must have come on the junks.
What? Are you quite sure, Shulk?
When you consider their relative positions, I think it's quite credible.
The capital, on the Bionis Shoulder.
So...
Ah. So that is where the junks comes in, then. I appreciate it. But... even though we won peace with Zanz's defeat, the rebuilding continues. Much remains to be done.
I realize that. And I also know that you've been putting in every effort.
So why then?
If the capital is on the shoulder, there are people there. I thought you'd want to go.
Shulk. That's...
We could be there and back in less than half a day.
Mama? Me. Kino, maybe better to explain. Mama, we're just on a little strolly stroll when we suddenly hear voices. Now, Kino. Nene watched Kino with eyes of Rogel. Kino, follow Mr. Shulk from behind and do some sneak peekings. Mama, Sister Pon followed Kino and sneak peek on too. Meh.
So you stowed away like I thought. But what for?
Kino always look up to Dedapon. Want to become mighty Heropon too.
I'm certain Ricky would be most proud. But how did that lead to you boarding our vessel?
He see opportunity to help people who in trouble. That way, can become friends with people everywhere. Mighty Heropon make friends with every toe step. Or so Dadapons say, at least.
I see. That does explain things.
Many, many sorries. It's not fault of Sister Pon. These not scored Nene. Fault is of Kino only. Kino. Sincere sorries. Kino wanted to repay debt. Dadapon and Mamapon take Kino in when Kino all alone.
You were alone?
Is truth. One day, out of blue, Dadapon bring Kino home. Said, here is Brotherpon. That day, nobody make comment. Everyone except Kino. Kino, more happy they could say. That why. That they want to become Hero Pon and repay debt to family. You're really sorry.
Kino, you do your family honor. Yours is a most noble sentiment. I am utterly certain that Ricky and Oka are proud of you too.
Actually, Melia and I are in a bit of trouble right now. We could use the help.
For really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, if Kino must. You really twist wing. But fine, we'll allow 3 sidekicks of Kino. Kino? Wrong word. Supposed to say friends.
So, we'll be heading for the capital to find parts for the junks.
Yes, about that.
Hmm?
It's a bit of a hike, but could we check out that cape?
Explain.
I'm a bit concerned. What you said about defensive measures.
You fear we may come under fire again. Is that it?
Yeah.
It is true. Caution frequently pays off in the long run. The cape it is.
Great. It's settled.
Legend of Hero Pon Kino! It all starts here! Mahey!
The event theater has been added to the title screen. Yep. And we can change the weather and time of day. So yes, this is basically something that we can view cutscenes at any time. And it's not just for Future Connected, it's for the main game as well. But now we're off. We need to head over to that cape over there. But I do want to make a quick note of our arts here. As you can see, Melia has all of her arts from the main game, so nothing has changed there. Though all her arts start at level 5, and the advanced art books need to be found for them. That applies for all the characters, actually. I'll mention where you can find them when we come across it. Before I move on to the next character, I'm going to change up her arts a bit. Okay, I think I gave her the arts that I wanted. I kind of changed it up a little bit from how I played her in the main game. Basically like an all-element kind of thing. Shulk. He has one art missing from the main game, Monado Enchant. See, it's not there. He does have everything else though, and like with Melia, starts at level 5. Nene essentially has all of Ryan's arts, just renamed. Some of them may act slightly different because of animations. Hers start at level 4. And finally, Kino. Yeah, I mean finally. These are the only playable party members we get in this. Similar to Nene, Kino's arts are all of Sharla's, just renamed. Again, his start at level 4. I will move around the others' arts later, but now that we're moving on, there's a quiet moment that we can partake in. As soon as I take care of this guy. Come on. Of course we would have to take care of a yellow tag enemy, like, immediately. Okay.
Do not fret, I am with you. Manifest yourself.
Okay. Ice.
Manifest yourself. I feel the cancer. Building within me. Raging squall. So this is the legendary Monado.
Okay, come on.
Enemy manifest yourself. Victory is sweet.
There we are.
You can share it.
Okay.
Have to practice that upon once Nene get back.
Like I said, there's a quiet moment that we can partake in. These are kinda like heart-to-hearts from the main game, the differences being that they're fully voiced, don't have alternate dialogue scenes, and don't need affinity requirements since there's no affinity system. Let's go ahead and do this one right by us. It just needs Melia and Nene out. Investigate one of these icons to view the corresponding quiet moment. If you don't already meet the conditions for viewing a given scene, feel free to come back to it when you do. Any quiet moments you've investigated will be added to a list found under Quiet Moments in the main menu's Collectibles section. Right. So let's go ahead and view this.
These flowers, don't they smell heavenly?
Miss Melia is big fan of flowers?
Yes, because of my mother. When I was young, she often asked for my help with the villa's flower beds. How about you, Nene?
Nene also loves flowers very much.
I see. Then we have something in common. Before, when I spoke of them to a Homs friend, she said flowers are nice, but nothing beats a warm dinner. I got no understanding from her. Finally, fate sent me someone I can communicate with.
What Miss Melia say about dinner?
Oh, just talking to myself. The dinner part wasn't really relevant.
But Nene big fan of dinner too. Most of all, pollen orbs from factory in Frontier Village. They so yummy scrummy.
Look, that's not... Hold on.
Meme?
When you said you love flower, did you mean as a foodstuff?
Meh? There is meaning other than?
Ugh, I should have known. You're one of them. Nene, listen. Flowers are not simply special because they can be eaten. We can admire their beauty, or use them to create ornaments and works of art. And that is a great part of their charm.
Ornaments. Meme? Oh yes, Nene remember. Long ago Dadapon make Mamapon flower crown for giver's gift.
Ricky did that. That Nopon has hidden decks. In any case, I would like it if you also had an interest in inedible flowers. If you did, then you too, just like your mother in her own day, may know the joy she felt.
Okay, the next time Nene finds flowers that cannot eat, Nene will make pretty flower crown for Miss Melia.
Huh?
To eyes and Nene, Miss Melia look most bestest in blue. What think?
While I appreciate the offer greatly, weren't you originally of the regarding flowers as food persuasion?
Meh? If you make pollen orbs from not eatable flowers, they bitter and not tasty.
Yes, a fair point. It is just as you say. So Nopon see different but equal value in flowers depending on whether they're edible. Maybe it was foolish in the first place to try and choose only one while discounting the other. Well then, I will humbly accept the sign of your affection.
Nene, roger that.
And yet, why do it for me? Won't Kino and Shulk feel left out?
There is very good reason. Nene just want to see smiling face of Miss Melia, bright as sun rays.
Oh my.
Meme? Something wrong? Nene, not say anything weird?
No, not at all. It was just how sincerely you said it. I should take a leaf out of your book.
Me?
Precious Nene, I look forward to the gift.
Nene pull out all stops.
Although, I would feel a bit awkward were I the only one to wear one. Why don't we make them together and exchange them afterwards?
Meme? That sound wonder marvelicious. Is deal. No, in fact, is unbreakable promise.
Yes, naturally.
How adorable. I actually really like these Napon. Kino especially. He's so cute. Anyway, let's follow the pathways up here and make our way to what looks like a settlement. We may come across some enemies along the way, like this red Antal here, but shouldn't be too much of a big deal. Navir Highland. You're not gonna... okay. As you saw, like a couple moments ago, what I'm going to be doing for these videos is, whenever I collect like a brand new item or encounter a quiet moment, I'm going to add it to a little counter to show like how many we have versus how many are actually in the game. Just as a kind of little thing, you know? I figured it would be kind of neat to do something like that. Anyway, we are very near to the cape that we're looking for, so let's go ahead. Companion's Cape.
Many bird people here.
Are there really? Only high Entia living here.
Oh there, strangers.
Oh, hello.
That was a delayed reaction, Shulk.
I see. You've had a rough time of it. However, I suggest you steer clear of Alchemoth. Even if you do somehow get there in one piece, don't expect the transporters to be running.
Oh? Why's that?
The thing that shot at you was no defense platform. It was a monster we've taken to calling the Fog King.
The Fog King?
Yeah. Suddenly showed up in Alchemoth a few months back.
From what I gather, you're from the Imperial Guard. Are the swords you carry just for show?
Taking a sword to it is folly. It laughs at our attacks. It's like hacking at smoke. Blows pass clean through it.
Must be Ghost. Ghost not shoot beams, dum-dum.
So that's why you call it the Fog King?
We fought in defense of our home. We were ready to die, and many of us did. But in the end, it won us nothing at all. The Fog King's attacks tore into us hard. Eventually, we gathered the High Entia and anyone else we found, and gave up the capital, so that we might live.
How awful.
My grieving heart belongs there. Our heartland, our capital. Yet I cannot even mourn it.
Maxis,
Yes?
Please, you have to tell us how to get inside.
Shulk, be serious.
Boy, are you hard of hearing?
I heard you.
Then you should know better.
No matter the situation, we have to go. If I fix the junks, we can all leave this place. Then, once we're in Colony 9, we can make plans to retake Alchemoth.
No point.
Why not?
Shulk, do you think we took all that lying down?
Huh?
We're not stupid, you know. We did all we could. It's true. I want to go home. But that's a dream that won't come to pass, and it already cost too many lives.
Maxis.
I understand where you're coming from. Still, I have to be blunt with you. Let it go.
Now what?
Judging from the speech, I can't see us convincing him.
So this means we're stuck here?
Quite a predicament, Empress Melia.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
I humbly beg your pardon. Gelgar, at your Majesty's service. Formerly of the Personal Protection Division of the Alchemoth Guard Regiment.
Is that so? Then the pardon is mine to beg, Sir Gelgar. And please, dispense with the Majesty.
What, your Majesty? The recent war has rid us of the wicked purebloods. A new age dawns, and we half-breeds are chosen for its caretakers. With you, Lady Melia, as our shining paragon, I cannot but address you as Majesty.
I have no patience for wheedling. Especially from knaves who spit on their ancestors.
I would never dream of doing such. I merely spoke plain truth, no more.
As you wish. But the Majesty address is burdensome to me.
If you absolutely insist. Until you deign to acquiesce, Lady Melia will have to suffice.
So kind, Sir Gelgar.
Make no mention of it, Lady Melia.
Sir Gelgar, we really need to get to Alchemoth, no matter what.
Ah yes, I have heard your exchange with Maxis. Hindering the Empress's triumph. A narrow-minded fool, if ever there was one. To begin the authentication process, one must raise their hand to the transporter. The device is configured in such a way that only some of the High-Entier in this land and the Imperial family may pass. Hence, Lady Melia should not have the slightest issue activating it.
A similar mechanism to the tombs, then?
That's our ticket into Alchemoth.
Yes.
Tasty news! Friend Gelgar is good friends! Kind thanks, Birdmister.
Not at all. I am but a humble servant in Lady Melia's employ. If it not displease my ladyship too grossly, may I offer you my companionship on your journey? I have a modicum of skill with the blade. Please rest assured.
I appreciate the offer, but must refuse. We do not lack for strength.
Indeed. A great shame. Should the need arise, I shall remain ready to serve.
Certainly. By the way, Sir Gelgar, this outpost appears to consist of naught but soldiers. Where might all the other refugees reside?
They dwell beyond the Grandel ramparts, which lie below this point.
They live at a remove from you, then?
Yes, because of the Machina who live there.
What do you mean?
Might you have forgotten? When the war broke out, it was the Machina's treachery that lit the fuse. Were it not for them, we needn't have lost our brethren and our home.
You couldn't stand the Machina and thus moved away.
Precisely.
But the war is concluded, Sir Gelgar.
Some simply cannot let go so easily.
Melia, shall we go see for ourselves?
Ah, yes. Very well. Sir Gelgar, we will take our leave of you now.
Do please take care of yourselves. You'll find passage to the capital through the Cragmore Caverns.
Sir Gelgar, thanks for this.
See you friend later. Please to be extra careful of self.
The same to you all.
Seems like some are, a tad bit racist towards Machina. But aside from that, what is with this game and suspicious Hyentia dressing in dark clothing? At least I'm getting a suspicious vibe from him. Anyway, now we have access to shops. Here, shops are the only way you can acquire new armor. They are no longer dropped by enemies. You can still find weapons as drops, though. And we can also accept quests. I'll be showing off quests in these main videos for Future Connected this time. And, of course, the usual kind of rewards, such as armors and weapons. Speaking of, there's something about the appearance gear that I want to mention. So as you can see right here, all the appearance equipment you found for the main game can be used here, and that also applies for future, and that also applies vice versa. So now, since we started Future Connected, we can use Shulk and Melia's new outfits in the main game. And in fact, there's a little feature with Shulk. It looks cool, but unfortunately looks a bit awkward on any chest armor that isn't Monado style. With Colony style, he has two hoods. One last thing that I want to talk about. This Monado Replica EX, developed under Shulk's guidance. Monado Replica EX, or Rex for short. Rex, huh? Also, I wanted to take mention of something. See this belt that Shulk is wearing? As far as I can tell, maybe it's said somewhere in the game, but this little belt right here is some sort of thing that powers up his little Monado here. And, that might actually look familiar in a future game. But anyway, that will be it for part 1 of Future Connected. This has been Mr. Bacon Bits. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. And next time, we'll be doing a bit of side content before moving on. Yeah, already. See you guys later.